Hi, I'm Darren from Nichemail. Welcome to the video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to find the best affiliate marketing niche using a variation of techniques and websites that I use to basically try and find ideas and those profitable niches that's going to be worth going into. So the video itself, what I'm going to do, I'm going to break it down into three sections. The first section is going to be the niche discovery stage. Okay, I'm going to show you the websites and the variation of research techniques that I use to kind of find ideas that you probably would never have thought of. And I've got some really interesting things to be showing you as well. That when I started doing this research, I'd actually already conducted some of this research and thought, you know what, I'm actually going to create a video, for my channel to show you exactly how to do this. Because I uncovered some pretty interesting things, okay, so I'm going to be showing you those. The second part of the video, okay, is going to be the niche validation stage. Now, what I basically do there is I go and look for the three crucial elements that I think you need in every single niche to make sure that that niche is going to be successful for you. And then the third part of the video, we're going to look at niche monetization. Now, I'm going to be showing you shortly a lot of things. People don't kind of really know how to monetize their websites or their niche properties properly. So I'm going to show you a variation of different ideas in which you can use in order to make that niche as profitable as absolutely possible. Now, it's going to be a relatively long video because there's quite a lot to go through. So I'm going to keep this chat as minimal as I possibly can. So the timestamps are in the description below for you to click through, obviously, to various parts of the video. What I would recommend is you watch the whole thing, from start to finish so that you understand exactly the whole process. And also all of the things that I talk about within the video itself. So obviously we've got lots of tools that I use, tools that I've created myself, including the notes that I've got here. You can download those absolutely free. You don't have to opt in or anything. Just click the links and you'll be able to get access to these. And I'm also going to recommend a product as well. Obviously I am affiliate for it. But I'm going to show you how to get this product literally for $15 a month. I get a very small commission. So if you do click that link and you do get that, thank you very much for supporting me. I'm doing it to try and help you guys as well. So we're going to get straight onto this and we're going to go into the niche validation stage. Now the niche validation stage, basically I use a variation of techniques, as I said, and websites, and all I'm looking for at this moment in time is ideas that I would never actually think about. So the first place we're going to go, and I spend an awful lot of time in here actually, we're going to go to Flipper. Now, if you don't know what Flipper is, it's basically a marketplace that people sell usually their websites on, okay. But what they basically say is it's a marketplace where they buy and sell like businesses, and they're usually websites. And it's an absolutely amazing resource because you can find some niches in here that, again, you'd never even think of. And I'm going to show you some because, like I say, I'd actually conducted some research before I decided to create this video. So in order to use it, you go to Flipper, and what I do is I go to browse websites, then all websites. And then you'll sort of see this link here that says all websites, because on the front page you've got all these featured images and stuff like that. And I just click on see all websites. And then what I tend to do is I do this drop down box here and either go to most profitable or the highest price. So that's just really showing me either which websites are going to be the most profitable or which ones are the highest priced. Okay, so we'll go to the most profitable and you literally just scroll down and go and find some really cool ideas. And I've got about 3 or 4 that I want to show you. One of them that I found really interesting, okay, was this expressfacemask.com. Now I'm guessing, I mean, it's a year old, so they basically started this obviously in lockdown, and they kind of jumped on to the idea that obviously people are buying face masks. And what I find really interesting is this is making 60 grand a month, nearly 61. That's like insane just on face masks. So I'd imagine they'll sell like all sorts of variations of face masks and stuff like that. But 60 grand a month just on face masks. Now, I've never thought about looking at that sort of thing. And like when I did this research here, I was like, wow, that's amazing. So what I did when I was like conducting this research, I'm going to show you shortly how to break all this down. So I found quite a few actually, all on Flipper. And I did some research. Now, what I'm going to tell you about this research is when you use the tool that I'm going to show you shortly, you can actually uncover different niches as well, which I kind of found interesting. And I found a niche that I'm actually going to build a website round, because I thought it was absolutely amazing. And I'm going to show you that through like a video series. I'm actually going to create like a video series to sort of show you how to do the research, then how to find the keywords, and actually how to build a website. So what I actually thought when I come to this page here, so you've got this quiet mansion. A quiet mansion, it's obviously all about like soundproofing your home. So again, that's something that I've never thought about. Now, when I did the research on this, like soundproofing that, there's not a great deal of traffic, okay, but they're still like making nearly £3 grand a month, and that's pretty good for like a for a website like that that hasn't got a great deal of traffic coming to it. Obviously, you got like the swanky shelter as well, but one of them that I found really interesting was this snazzy needle. Okay, so they're making around about, well, just over £4 grand a month. Okay, with this, and it's like less than a year old, which again is absolutely amazing. So they basically started this website whenever it was. So you obviously you could go and do the checks on that, but they're making like nearly £5 grand a month, and that's just on. It's all about sewing machines and that, and I did like some analysis on this. And I'm going to show you how to use this tool shortly, what I use, okay? But sewing machines, okay? So it basically got around about 2.5 million searches per month. And that's just like in the US, that's not global. And then there's like 133,000 questions that are asked. Related terms are like 533,000. Different search suggestions are 225,000, and then some traffic that you could potentially get into is 1.6 million, and that is all to do with selling sewing machines. Now, I'd never have thought about that. Okay, so like I say, they're making about £5 grand a month. So obviously, if they keep developing that site, they're going to do an absolutely crazy man. And obviously, they're selling it now. And personally speaking, I would have carried on with this a little bit more and got it a bit higher, because you only want like £5 grand. Well, it's just shy of six. So they're basically asking for like £6 for that website. So, I mean, this is quite Manchester. So, like I say, soundproofing. If you go into, I'll put it in here. I'll talk about this product shortly that I'm using here. But if you go into Hrefs, okay, so the total volume for soundproofing the home is like 2.5 thousand, and if we like go into soundproof itself, there'll be a bit more, but that'll be all about different things. So you got like 88,000. So although it's not like a massive amount of traffic, they're still making just shy of £3 grand a month. Okay, so that is like really really good. This here I actually found really interesting, okay, because this is like for the minimalist. Okay, so this is all about minimalist things. And if we put in minimalist, I never actually realized how profitable this could be and how big it was. But you've got like 1.7 million total traffic volume, and that's just in the US. Okay, all about like minimalist things. So obviously, I mean, I had a quick look at the website. So they're talking about obviously minimalizing your home. But if you look at how much they're making now, it's 3 years old. Okay, so it's making 15 grand a month for obviously, and now it's obviously like an e-commerce site, which again is another great thing about Flipper. but it's making 15 grand a month, which is absolutely ridiculous. So you could sort of say probably in the first year they did 5 grand, and then obviously got up to 10 grand. Second year, third year, 15 grand. But when you sort of like look at the amount of traffic that it's getting, so I mean, obviously you've got, now this is interesting. I'll talk about this in a minute, but you've got minimalist wallpaper, minimalist art, minimalist wallet. So obviously all these products that people are looking at for just like minimalist stuff. And it's absolutely huge. But what I want you to take note of, and which I'm going to show you sort of how to use this tool shortly, okay? When you do analysis like this, and when you're doing search analysis like this, you'll sometimes uncover different niches. When you're kind of like looking at one niche, something else will crop up. And I want you to look at this, look, minimalist tattoos. And then you've got minimalist tattoo ideas. And I thought, that's actually like a really good idea. And if you look at the amount of volume there is, there's 35,000 searches just for that one term. So I kind of thought that's going to be pretty interesting. And I'm going to actually do the research on that. And I'm going to tell you now that when I found that, and I did a bit of research on that initially before I created this video, it's absolutely huge. And I'm going to show you that. And I'm actually going to build a website through this whole series based around tattoos. So you're going to see all that, see how it all works. But I'd never have thought about tattoos in a million years had I not done this kind of research. Okay, so, and that was like actually searching for something else. So I was actually looking for this minimalist and found tattoos. So that's really important. So what you need to do is you really need to train your eye on, you know, when you're looking for something, see if there's something else there as well. So we'll just carry on with a few more on Flipper. This was like another one, and I was absolutely shocked at this. Okay, so this probably more about, and then this is like affiliate sales they're making their money with. Okay, so this is basically a review site, all right, and this is amazing. So it's 2 years old, and all they're doing is reviewing pizza ovens. That's it, and it's making 9 grand a month from affiliate sales. That's amazing. Now, personally speaking, I would monetize that in a few other ways as well. Excuse me. But it's making 9 grand a month. Okay, so you can forget weight loss. You can forget all those really niches that are like really hard to get into. Yeah, go into pizza ovens. You can make 10 grand a month just on doing reviews on pizza ovens. Okay, so that's absolutely crazy. And I'd say this is an absolutely fantastic site. I mean, I'll spend literally hours and hours and hours on this. The final one that I really wanted to show you, and again, I sort of did some analysis on this as well. And again, this was absolutely crazy. Okay, so this one's all about glasses, and I've kind of had a little look at it, and this is like e-commerce. So you could either do e-commerce or you could actually do like an affiliate site where you're doing reviews and stuff like that. But this is making 16 grand a month just on glasses itself. And again, I did some initial search on this. So like the matching terms is 17 million. So there's 17 million searches just in the US, just based on glasses, and that's it. So the amount of questions that are being asked is like 742,000. Related terms, 5.1 million. Search suggestions, another million. And then this poet, I'll explain that shortly. But this is like 11 million. So that's all on the terms on glasses, okay? So you can see how powerful this site is. And again, I'm going to show you the rest of this shortly on how I got all those figures and stuff like that. So I tend to do a lot of my research on Flipper because, like I say, I mean, I found pretty much all of these, other than sign language, which I'll show you that shortly. But I found all of these on Flipper itself, and they're absolutely amazing niches to go into, and they're not really that competitive either. So anybody could really go into that. You, me, anybody. You know, you can start building a website on the techniques that I will be showing you in later videos. You know, you could break into that niche and do very well out of it. So the next place that I go to is Dummies, okay? And if again, for those of you that don't actually know what Dummies is basically a website where they created all books. So it's like, you know, programming for dummies, dogs for dummies, that kind of thing, okay? Now, what I tend to do with Dummies, okay, is if I'm looking for something probably a little bit mainstream, but you go into book, and you go into book categories, and obviously you've got all these categories here. So you've got home, auto, hobbies, mind, body, spirit, technology, etc. And what I like to do is basically go through them all. So I go into explore all books. So obviously then what this does, it just goes through the whole thing all about. So you've got like landscaping for dummies, zero waste cooking. Now, when I saw this, I thought this was an absolutely amazing niche to go into. And let's just take a quick look. Zero waste cooking. So it's not got massive amounts of search, but it's so niche. It's absolutely crazy. But I kind of know that when you got into, or if you got into that niche, you'd actually get a lot more traffic because there's so many other different keywords that you can go around. But you can kind of see that obviously like Mediterranean lifestyle for dummies sort of thing. I actually thought this one's really good as well. Doodle dogs for dummies. Okay, so that's really specific. Or, you know, so if you had like a dog site, for example, or you wanted to build a dog site, that could be one of the categories that you would go into. Okay, so you can sort of go through there, explore it all, and find some like really good ideas. If you go into technology, and again explore all books. And what you need to remember about books is if they've gone to the trouble of writing the book, publishing the book, you know, marketing the book, because obviously publishing books is quite expensive. Okay, so if they go into the trouble of that, then you know that there's money to be made in that niche. So that's like a really good thing to go to. So Udemy courses as well. And again, I mean, you can download this. As I said in the beginning of the video, you can download this for free. So obviously you've got all the links here. So again, if you don't know what Udemy is a place where they create all courses. And I think, again, it's a really good idea. Now, if you go to the sitemap itself, again, which the link is in that document, it kind of lists it all, because if you actually go to the main website itself, it's quite difficult. You kind of have to know what you're looking for. But it's really great because it shows you all the different courses that people are making. And again, if people are spending the time to make a course, they've obviously done a bit of market research and they know that they can make money with creating courses. So you can go in, tap into that and either do affiliate sales or something like that. And I found like a really good niche that I did some analysis on. I probably won't be able to find it now. Teaching languages. Yeah, there it is. Sign languages. Okay, so I'm looking at this teaching academics, looking at all the different languages, because obviously languages is quite a big niche to go into. And I found sign language. And I thought that's really interesting. So I just had a quick look at it. So matching terms is about 2.4 million, questions 176,000. Related terms is 1.8 million. Search suggestions is just over 400,000. And this poet is 1.3. So it's absolutely crazy. And there's an awful lot of traffic that you could actually tap into as well, which is obviously what this poet is. So again, if you go to Udemy, Udemy is an absolutely fantastic resource. Again, all we're looking for is ideas. We're not really trying to do anything specific with that niche. We just want some ideas to begin with. The next website that I'm going to show you is this one here called Exploding Topics. Now, basically what Exploding Topics is, it's obviously like a resource where that website actually goes out and it looks at marketplaces and see how they're doing. And it kind of like does an analysis on it year to year to see whether it's basically exploding or not, or whether it's leveled out. And it's absolutely fantastic. Now, there is like a paid version of this, but I don't use the paid version at all because I'm not particularly that bothered about it. All I'm looking for, again, is just ideas. That is it. So you can sort of see that you've got all like these categories and stuff like that you can sort of click on. So if we go into something like lifestyle, now you can obviously do like years as well. So you can do 5 years, 3 years, 1 year. It shows you what's happening within the marketplace, within the trends of it. So it's kind of like Google Trends, but on steroids, if that's what you want to call it, because it kind of gives you a broader range of ideas straight away. Whereas if you use Google Trends, you've got to kind of know what you want to look for, which is absolutely great once you start doing some more research. So again, really what I would do is I'd just scroll through this. Now these ones here that are blanked out, obviously that's for pro members. But again, you know, I think it's around about $97 a month or something like that for a course, an account, sorry, in this. And I really wouldn't bother, you know, paying for that. I don't really need to. But if you look at this, like melatonin gummies, that gets approximately 135,000 searches a month. So it's like, you know, chewy candies designed to help aid sleep. So that's exploding. Okay, so that's like a really good niche to get into because it's on the way up. So there's going to be an awful lot of traffic that you can actually tap into there, should you want to. Hemp gummies, obviously hemp gummies was like, you know, a few years ago, so it's now regular. So what that basically means is it's now regulating. So it's kind of, it's got its growth. It's not quite peaked yet, because if you look at this Brawl Stars, it's kind of telling you that it's peaked. It's not really moved for the past few years. But it's, again, it's an absolutely fantastic resource where you can sort of go and you can find niches or niche ideas that are potentially exploding. And I've found some absolutely fantastic ideas here. Again, there's gummies, you know, that's like another one. Tends to be something that's like really sort of cracking on a little bit with the gummies. So that's basically the first stage, all right? There are a few more that I go through that I'm going to show you. This is one that I created. So if you go to nichesitepro.com/tools, what I've done is I've created like a master list. Now, what I tend to do when I go out and like do this research and I find some really interesting ideas, I basically put them on this spreadsheet. So you can download this spreadsheet for free. So you can sort of see there's about 3,000 different niches on here. So, you know, you're sure to find something that really, you know, sort of like, you know, whets your appetite, if you like. So you can sort of click on that, download it. Again, it's absolutely free. You don't have to opt in or anything. And literally just go through this, you know, and try and find a niche that you really want to perhaps tap into. The other resource is this one here, which is like the Hrefs keyword tool, which I'll just show you there. Now, it is a paid thing, and I think it costs around about $100 a month or something like that to get an account. But like I say, if you go to nichesitepro.com/tools, I'll show you basically where you can get an account for $15 a month. It's like a shared account sort of thing, but obviously you can see that I'm using it here and it does the job perfectly. Okay, so for $15 a month, and it is an affiliate product, I basically receive a very small commission if you choose to support me and click that link and get that. It will help you out massively, because you'll see when I actually show you a breakdown into the research methods, how quick it is, and I think it's absolutely valuable. So what I do with this, okay, when I've got really no idea what I want to sort of go into, I'll basically do what I call a blank search, okay? So you'll basically go to Keywords Explorer and I'll just do a blank search. So I don't put anything in here at all, just click on blank search. And then I'll just literally scroll through this to try and find some ideas. Now, what I'd done is, again, when I was doing some research on this video, I'd found some like really interesting ideas in which you can. Now, I'm going to say now, okay, when you use a tool like this, it's going to show some pretty savoury things as well. Because if we kind of like look up here, the third most searched for site globally is Pornhub. Okay, so you're going to see some interesting topics pop up. Okay, obviously you got porn down here, but you know, if that's your thing, you can make a lot of money from that as well. But all I'll do here is I'll literally just scroll through and see if there's anything there that I think is really interesting. And I did do some analysis on this. If we go to page 8, I think it is. Hopefully you get there. So when I was doing like research, looking for various different things, I saw this and I thought this is actually quite interesting. Ice cream. So if we basically click on ice cream and go to matching terms, it's absolutely huge. It's a huge niche. It gets like 22 million searches globally. Sorry, in the US a month. Now, what you need to understand about a program like this, okay, those figures aren't going to be absolute, okay, but it's going to give you like a rough idea, really, of, you know, the amount of traffic that you're actually going to sort of get into. But I thought it was absolutely amazing because you could build a website around a lot of things, a lot of ideas around that niche, and obviously make an awful lot of money. And people think, well, okay, how can you make money with ice cream then? Well, if you look down these terms and categories again, which I'll be showing you shortly on like another video and in this video. So you get like ice cream maker. Well, you can sell ice cream makers, okay, or you know, not so much sell them yourself, but you can be an affiliate for them. And some of these ice cream makers, you know, they go for around $400-500 or pounds, depending where you are in the UK. Obviously, you've got ice cream trucks, so that might be somebody that's looking to make an ice cream truck. I mean, we call it van in the UK, but an ice cream truck. So, you know, using a method like that, again, you can uncover some really, really interesting things. And what you've got to remember is this analysis stage, I mean, I'll sort of take maybe a day to 2 days to actually drill down and actually try and find a really interesting niche that I actually want to go into. What we're going to do now, okay, I'm going to explain the niche validation stage. Now, what I do with this, okay, I look for 3 crucial elements within each niche to see whether it's actually going to be worth me going into, okay? Now, those 3 elements are basically the high volume of traffic, the point of entry traffic, which if you remember on here, I call it POET for obvious reasons, and the point of entry traffic, and obviously more than one ways to monetize it, okay? So if we kind of look on that analysis there that I've done, okay, I did the glasses, minimalist, sewing machine, sign language, okay? What I was kind of doing is I was looking at, obviously, the matching terms, questions, related terms, search suggestions, the point of entry traffic, and monetization. Now, what you need to remember is, with all of these figures here, is it's just 1,000-foot overview. All I'm looking for at this stage in the game is there enough traffic? Can I monetize it? And can I break into that traffic? They're the 3 most things that I'm looking for. And again, that's all on this document here. And I'm going to show you now the actual analysis that I go through. Okay. So the niche that I'm going to look at and I'm going to go into is the tattoo niche. And I'm going to show you why. So if we go to tattoo, I'll have a quick drink of my coffee. What I'm looking for here, if you look on this document, so high volume of traffic, okay? When there's high volume of traffic, you know you're going to be able to break into it somewhere along the line, okay? So that's the first thing I'm looking for. So if you go to matching terms all, again, if you want to download this document or you want to go to get this Hrefs tool, the links are in the description below. So what I do is I go to matching terms. So I've got matching terms, all matching terms here, or terms match and terms. Okay, so the total volume in the US, that's just the US alone, that's not globally, is 54 million. So I'll put 54 mil here. We then want to go to matching questions. Okay, so this is basically what questions are being asked within that niche. So you got 1.1 million. I'll explain why I do that shortly. 1.1 million. Related term search. So down here on the left hand side, you go for related term search. We've got 1.6 million. And again, all I'm doing at this moment in time is I'm looking for traffic. How much traffic is there? If there's a lot of traffic there, it's then worth looking at. Okay, so these are the 3 stages that you need: high volume of traffic, point of entry traffic, monetization. Okay, so we've got related terms 1.6 million. If we then go into this search suggestions, which is on this part here. So basically what search suggestions is, when you go into Google and you type in how to wash a dog and then a space, you get that little drop down box, and that gives you other search suggestions. And that's basically what this is. So that gives me 4.1 million. 4.1 million. And then poet traffic. Okay, so this is point of entry traffic. So is there any traffic that's low enough for me to start a website, a blog, or a YouTube channel, something like that, and basically be able to rank in that point of entry traffic? Okay, so that's really competition. And again, we're not actually looking at the competition at this moment in time. We just want to know roughly, is there a lot of traffic that we could potentially tap into? So to do that, you go back to matching terms, and we're going to use these filters across the top. So we go to keyword difficulty, and I just put a maximum of 30. 30 is going to give us like green, and that's going to kind of give us a rough idea of whether we can actually rank or potentially rank for some of these keywords. Okay, so this is obviously the poet, the point of entry traffic. That gives us 47 million, which is insane. So I know, okay, I'm not going to be able to rank for all of those. It just doesn't happen like that. But I know that I've got 47 million ideas that I can be looking at. Now, that'll take me forever and a day, obviously, but there's traffic there that I can tap into, okay? And that's what I'll do in the next video. I'll show you how I actually break this all down. But that's really important. So that's the first part of this whole thing, okay? You've got high volume of traffic, which we have, okay, because we've got all this here. The second part is the point of entry traffic, okay? Can I break into that traffic? So absolutely yes, because it gives us like basically 47 million ideas that we can go into. The third thing that we need to look at is there more than one way to monetize this traffic? Now, if you remember back when we looked at Flipper, so some of these websites, so this one that I said about the pizza ovens, okay, so they're making money from affiliate sales. Now what I would do, I'd look at a website like that and I'd go through the list that I've created. So can I put ads on there as well? Yeah, potentially, because it's obviously going to get a lot of traffic, so I can make money from ads. Now I don't really like ads that much, because I don't know about you, but when I go to a website and I'm looking for something, you got all these ads popping up everywhere. It kind of drives me bloody nuts, to be honest with you. So I don't really bother with ads too much on my website. Affiliate products. Okay, so that's now being monetized with affiliate products. Own products, probably wouldn't create my own products, but lead gen. I could probably do something with lead gen. I'm sure there'll be something out there with like CPC or CPA. Okay, so that's cost per action or cost per click. Okay, so people will pay you to put an advert on your website that will sort of go through to their website basically. So could I sell ad space on there, sort of create a local directory? Well, if you've got like a website, you could then do pizza ovens. Okay, so this is the UK. So pizza ovens Manchester, pizza ovens wherever, Newcastle, pizza ovens Birmingham. And you could like put things like that on your website, and then you could create people that are selling pizza ovens in those areas, for example. And you could say, do you want an advert on this page because I'm getting X amount of page views per week or month sort of thing. So I potentially look at that as well. So accept donations, we can't really do that. Self-sponsored posts, native ads, probably not, because it's kind of the wrong sort of traffic. Email marketing, well, you could probably build a list in that as well. Okay, obviously flip the site, which they're doing. Selling sale ads, couldn't really sell ads with that. Build a membership site, probably not. And physical products. So with that, you know, they're doing affiliate products. So I think I could probably monetize that with another 3 to 4 ways. Okay. And if we look at my analysis here, what I did on this. So the glasses niche, minimalist, sewing machines and sign language. You know, I'm looking at more than one ways to monetize a site. So through those niches there, you know, 4, 6, 6, 5, maybe 6 sort of thing. And this tattoo niche, I think is really interesting because when I look through this, obviously I can put ads on there, affiliate products, definitely, own products, maybe, but probably not. Lead gen, 100% I could do that. Sell ad space, 100% I can do that, because when you think about creating a website about tattoos, you can have tattooists in different areas. So you could have, like, you know, again, tattoos Birmingham, tattoos Newcastle, tattoos Manchester, if you're in the States, tattoos Texas, tattoos wherever. You could then create a page, rank that, and then sell ad space for that local directory. Again, accepting donations, no, we can't really do that. Self-sponsored posts, you could probably do native ads, but maybe not. It's really the wrong sort of post to be, the wrong sort of site to be using for native ads. Email marketing, 100%. I could build a list for that and obviously sell it because you've got lots of different things. Obviously, you could flip the site. Sell solo ads, I could probably do that, but maybe not. Build a membership site. Now, 100%, you could build a membership site in that, and sort of like make quite a lot of money from that. And physical products, I could probably do drop shipping with that, or, you know, if you built your website good enough and like branded it, obviously you could sort of like do all of your merchandise and stuff like that. And I've done a breakdown of that all here as well, so that kind of explains it a little bit more. So looking at that, I could do 1, 2, not 3, 3, 4. I could potentially do 7. So there's 7 ways in which I can monetize all of that traffic. And I think that's absolutely huge. Okay. So that's how I look at finding the best affiliate marketing niche and building websites. In the next video, I'm going to be creating, in the next video that I'm going to create, I'm going to basically show you how I break all this down and start finding the keywords for the competition and stuff like that. That will be in the description below. And I'll be speaking to you in that next video.